space between stimulus and response. We all get so caught up in the shit that's happening to us that we often don't really realize how we're responding to it is up to us. The space between our two ears is the most important space in the world. With so much, so fast, so hard, so often, how do we make sense of it all in a way that serves us? So many things in life get in here that we respond instantly, and we don't think about what our response could be. What we do is often not about us at all. It's about reacting to an external stimulus. What I want to do today is talk a little bit about, and hopefully get some questions from everybody, about what the space between stimulus and response could look like. For most of us, it's about this wide. Unfortunately, that doesn't really give us very much time to choose what our response is. How do we slow down? I have a couple of tools I'm going to share with you today about how you can use some things like box breathing. Breathe in for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, exhale for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, and repeat. To give yourself some time between that stimulus of, oh my God, I got to react right now, to slowing down and getting the response that you want. I love that technique because it can be done here without anybody in the room knowing. One cycle done. If you do that 4 times, it's about 1.5 minutes max, and you're going to find your heart rate's lower. You're going to find you're able to slow down the space between the stimulus of the traffic, or an angry wife, or an angry husband, or an angry kid, or whatever. Another technique I like to use is diaphragmatic breathing, a rebounder, jumping jacks. When I work with salespeople, every time I get a salesperson whose numbers aren't right, I say, what do you do before you make a call? What do you do before you make a presentation? What do you do before you do? So I get them to go in a bathroom, look in a mirror, and do 10 jumping jacks while smiling, while looking at themselves. Just 10. It increases your diaphragmatic breathing. It moves your lymphatic system. You're happy. When you smile, you're actually happy. When we smile, we're happy. When we move our diaphragm, we're flushing out our lymphatic system. We're bringing in fresh oxygenation. So box breathing, oxygenation. Jumping jacks, oxygenation. Noticing we're feeding ourselves nutrients, because when we're nervous or worked up or triggered, we constrict. We get tight. We don't oxygenate properly. If the brain doesn't have oxygen, the body doesn't have oxygen, what happens? We go into fight or flight mode. How much thinking does an animal do when it's in fight or flight mode? And then what makes you think you're any different than an animal? Same cells, different cognition, for sure. That's why I want to teach you the tools around cognition so that you can slow down and be the space between thinking and doing. Maybe, just maybe, if you slow down, you can speed up. Stealing this from the armed services, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Let's slow down the thoughts before thinking and doing so that we can do with intentionality. Another tool we're going to talk about is music. The power of tunes. So if you're stressed out, I'll ask you why. Stress is simply a response to a stimulus. Wow, how about that? Stress doesn't exist? Damn right, stress doesn't exist. It exists in the space between your two ears. You don't have to choose stress. You can set it down. I create a playlist for my clients, and you can do it for you, with slideshow, with 30-second song snippets. So we have 30 seconds of song and a slideshow you can watch on your phone, and it can be goal-oriented. One of my first ones when I started doing this 20 years ago, give or take, was I had a big pile of gold and bullion and money, and it was a great picture, and it was Pink Floyd's Money that played in the background. So it was 10 songs, 30 seconds each, so 5 minutes, 10 pictures, still 5 minutes. But I would watch this slideshow, and it was family, helping people, money, travel. But what we do is we create an emotional and auditory trigger to a visual trigger, and then we incorporate it. So still to this day, when I hear Pink Floyd Money, I see that picture. So the stimulus of I'm stressed about money, the space listening to that song and looking at that picture creates a response that I'm in control and I'm abundant. You're abundant too, if you focus on it. We've got an auditory clue. We've got a couple physical cues. How do you do about your thought maintenance? The shit that plays here is the shit that comes out here. What's your thought log look like? Do you write it down? I attended a mastermind event with my buddy Luke and got this great journal. Carry it with me everywhere. Because a thought registry, a thought log, a journal, if you will, is a tool for you to monitor what's going on here. Because if you don't, it just repeats and repeats and repeats. And repetition is mastery. Those of you who know me well have heard me 1,000 times say my personal mantra. Growth is pain, repetition is mastery. So what you repeat, you become masterful at. How many of you repeat a limiting belief around money, around physical fitness, emotional fitness, financial fitness, family fitness, whatever it is? When you repeat it, write it down. When you write it down, ask yourself, is this fact or is this fiction? I literally create a column on my sheet and it will say, I haven't been to the gym in a couple of weeks. 4 days. I don't want to exaggerate. You know why? Because I have another thing that takes my physical energy that I do a lot of. But I was beating myself up the other day. And I wrote fact or fiction. Am I being active? Fact. Am I taking care of my body? Fact. Have I been to the gym? No. But is that okay? Is that fiction or is that fact? Of course I haven't been to the gym. That's a fact too. The fiction is, because I didn't do this thing, I am not doing this thing. There's a million ways to do things. So I hear one of my friends on Instagram is talking about in racing, he's a race car driver. In racing, we count down from 10 before we react. I love that, but I want to be more proactive because that's just a countdown. What can we do to change that? All the tools I'm giving you today will change your thinking. I don't want you just to be present, but as we move from awareness into growth, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, write it down. See, is that logical or not? Does that make sense? And does that give you the outcome I want? If it does, go right ahead. Eat the burger, eat the ice cream, go for the walk, blow off work, whatever it is. But make sure it's by choice. I want to, when you write something down, your left brain, your right brain, creative, analytical. Well, when you create a motor neuron, it takes both sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to create that by writing it down. When you write something down, you download it out of your brain. Journaling would probably put me out of business in my psychotherapy practice. If everybody journaled every day, I might have to get another job. What we do when we download that thought is we take its power away. The vast majority of our bullshit narrative is fiction. And what if it isn't fiction can be changed, can be altered by attention. About 5 years ago, I was 297.25 pounds. Did my mind tell me you're a fat POS and you don't deserve this? And this? Like, of course it did. But the fact was, is 297.25 pounds, I didn't like the number, so I changed it. The fact of 297.25 pounds was irrefutable, immutable, and undesirable. What can you write down about your life that we can actually change? I want you today to pick 3 things, 3 individual things that you'd like to see a different change in. After 3 things, your efficacy drops to less than 10%. At 3, you can usually average between about 25 to 30% efficacy. So let's focus on 3 things that you can write down that you can challenge yourself on, whether it be a belief around money, whether it be a belief around your weight, your time, your family relationships. Where is it in your life that there are 3 things that you're just not really cool with? Maybe it's sleep. I talk a lot about sleep. 3, 2, 1, sleep. Check out another one of my videos for that because it's fire if you're not feeling rested. Morning routines. I've got a lot of data out there. It's all free. Go check out the links, whatever. But pick some things and let me help you move the needle. My email address, info@iamIronPanda.com. My cell phone number, 404-594-0625. Text me. Let me know your 3 things. Email me. Let me know your 3 things. I'm going to take time this week to respond to everybody who sends me their 3 things. And in that, I'm going to help you structure a plan so that you can get the hell out of your own way. I'll give you some tools. I'll give you some videos. I'll send you some links. I want to be invested in your 3 things with you. I'm not here to charge you a bunch of money. I'm telling you to do this shit for free. So what's standing in your way of greatness? Is it a limiting belief? If so, I'm here for that. Is it bullshit? If so, I'm here for that. I'm here for you. I want to sit down and go back to the beginning and say, between stimulus and response lies you. That's where you exist. Once you respond, it's already out there. What you do with the stimulus in your life is 100% up to you. What you think about that stimulus is 100% up to you. Where could you change your focus so that you can get the outcome you want? Where could you change your focus so that your response is one of intentionality? Not fight, not flight, not fear. I look forward to hearing from all of you. I just want to hear how I can help serve. I'm going to tell you I love you. I'm here for you. I want to serve you in the highest level I know how. It's truly my calling. Step out of your comfort zone. Step out of your suffering. Step into your greatness. Step into you. Be the space that God intended you to be, because you are amazing. With that, I want to tell you all I love you very much. I thank you for spending this morning with me, this afternoon, this evening, depending on where you are. It means the world to me to be able to do this, not just for people over here on my sofa, not just for people here on my whiteboard, but for people all over the world, because we all have a right to help each other. Let me exercise my right to help you and reach out today. I love you all. I'll see you soon.